Hello, dear fans, friends, and subscribers. Welcome to your cricket show, Cricket Happenings, with your host Ram. On the day where Australia went on to defeat India in the World Cup finals by 6 wickets to get their sixth World Cup. And congratulations to Australia. Yes, unfortunately, the 120,000 spectators that were assembled at the Narendra Modi Stadium were having a real heartbreak, which I can definitely understand because I also hail from India. But unfortunately, that was the case. I mean, there has to be a victor and a loser. Let's admit one thing here today that India lost to a better team on this particular day. And again, congratulations to Australia. So now, starting my show here, looking at this particular game, first let's go to the toss. Now, I would say first let me talk about the final at Ahmedabad, the Narendra Modi Stadium, where, as I said, record crowd. This was the record crowd in a World Cup which had assembled. There were a lot of Indian hopes, I'm sure, would have been dashed because India did all the hard yards by winning all the 10 matches, and then just one match was the big difference. And that was it for India. Or India could have probably picked up their third World Cup in front of their home fans. So definitely, I can understand the heartbreak which has happened, but India can be really proud of the way they played. And looking at this particular final, first and foremost, this particular game was not played on the same track where India played Pakistan. India defeated Pakistan. It was played on a new track, and also the toss was very vital according to me because even if India would have won the toss, Rohit Sharma would have definitely put the Aussies in, and that's what precisely Patrick Cummins, the Aussie captain, did. So the rub of the green definitely going the Aussie way, and Australian Cummins, the captain, deciding to insert India first. Well, as far as India's knockout, and this was not a pitch where you had value for your strokes. So because the pitch was a slower pitch, there was a bit of grip on the pitch, and you're not getting value for your money for your strokes. So basically, you had to bide your time at the crease, get some singles. I know, yes, definitely Rohit Sharma teed off beautifully. As he normally does. As India didn't get the same start that one would have expected because Shubman Gill was cheaply dismissed for just 4 runs by Mitchell Stark. But Rohit Sharma was just going on. I mean, he was beautifully using his feet against even like Josh Hazelwood and Mitchell Stark and depositing them into the crowd. And it was an absolute treat to watch the way Rohit Sharma's feet was moving against Josh Hazelwood and Mitchell Stark. And he was doing it pretty comfortably. At the other end, Virat Kohli came in, and Virat Kohli just had a sighter, and after that, he also settled down nicely and started playing some nice bold strokes. And definitely, there was a sort of a pattern that was being followed, even though Shubman Gill was gone. But Rohit Sharma, look at the catch that was taken by Travis Head. What a wonderful catch it was. I mean, I thought that was the turning point for India not making beyond 240. That was an absolutely great catch. I mean, Rohit Sharma, I mean, you can't fault him. He basically is someone who likes to come down the wicket. He came down the wicket, but Glenn Maxwell was the man who took him because even though he used his feet, you basically probably did not get the full middle of the bat to it. The ball skewed in the air, and what a catch from Travis Head. I mean, he was the central performer, no doubt, first in the field and then with the bat as well. But what a catch of Travis Head! My word, he has sprinted back, looking over his shoulder. Now, if you look at this particular catch, yes, you can't compare it to the 1983 catch taken by Kapil Dev, the Indian captain of Vivian Richards, which was the turning point. But here, This particular catch, definitely the turning point. It was a difficult ball. The ball was going away from you. And Travis Head was sprinting backwards. He was looking in the line of the ball and sprinting. And basically, he has taken a catch, a marvelous catch. I thought that was absolutely a superb catch. And Rohit Sharma was a goner. So that was a big wicket for Australia. But after that, we saw Shreyas Iyer come in and go pretty quickly to the bowling of Cummins. And Virat Kohli and KL Rahul had to steady the ship. There was a time when the boundaries totally dried up. Probably, if you look at it, they had to steer the ship because the Indian score was 81 for 3 when Shreyas Iyer left at 10.2 overs. India power play was superb. 80 runs already put on thanks to Rohit Sharma. But after that, it was pretty slow going. In the next 18 overs, they could add only, I think it was probably around 57 runs. And that was not good going. It was pretty, but there's nothing that they could do because the bowling was on the mark. Josh Hazelwood bowled well. Mitchell Stark was bowling well. Pat Cummins was getting the ball to talk as well. So it was not easy going at all for India. And as I said, the pitch was a slower pitch. And a smart move. And another thing that I would like to really mention here, we are talking about the Australian bowling and supported by marvelous fielding. I mean, again, they once again set an example right away. There was a determination in their eyes that they wanted to win the World Cup for the 6th time, as they did against South Africa in the semi-final. That was the precise thing that they did. The bowlers were totally backed up by the fielders. David Warner, even at this age, probably definitely playing his last World Cup. But what an effort. I mean, the way he was crawling on the ball and stopping all the balls, that was an absolutely a lot of a great effort, I thought. And then we saw the captain, Pat Cummins, also putting up a fielding effort. Labuschagne, Travis said definitely, and I thought India were put under a lot of pressure because even though the power play overs was going well, a lot of runs were saved. Probably, I would say, close to 20 runs were saved by the Australian fielders right at the start. And that really put some pressure on India as well. And then the boundaries dried up with the Indians having to protect their wickets. And then finally, when Virat Kohli had gone to his 50, and probably one thought that was the time for them to open up around the 30th over, that was the time Cummins struck by bowling a ball which Virat Kohli tried to glide it basically, and he had to the ball. He probably wanted to get the ball to just tap it away down to the third man region, but all that you could see that his furniture was disturbed and Kohli was gone. The highest scorer was KL Rahul. KL Rahul, the only thing KL Rahul could do was to nurdle the singles. If you look at his knock, it was a very good knock because that was the precise reason India could reach at least 240 due to Rohit Sharma, Kohli and Rahul, who contributed a very well-made 66 under the circumstances with just one boundary of 107 deliveries. And after that, it was nothing that the batsman could do. Surya Kumar Yadav found it very difficult on this, as I said, it's a slower pitch. Also, one has to say, a beautiful captaincy from the Australian captain, Pat Cummins. And also, one more thing that I noticed about Pat Cummins, smart cricket. He's a really smart, he has a really smart cricketing brain. What he did is he definitely, looking at the pitch, he definitely told his bowlers to bowl as slow as possible to take pace of the ball. And that was precisely the thing that the bowlers were executing. And the results were absolutely there for everyone to see. And that's the precise reason they bowled out the Indians for 240. And yes, that was not something the Indian audience would have expected. And if you look at the card there, Jadeja made just 9 runs. In fact, that was a good move of not bringing Surya Kumar Yadav when I think the wicket of Kohli was gone. They decided to put in Jadeja probably to just stem the tide, but Jadeja himself was a victim. Surya Kumar Yadav, as I said, he could not force the pace at all. He was just given the company of tailenders and he could not force the pace, and he himself succumbed after making 18 runs in the 48th over. And then once he went, there was no hope for India to get to 275. 240 all out India. Bowling figures: 3 for 55. Mitchell Starc bowled superbly, 2 for 60. Hazelwood continued his good work. Glenn Maxwell 1 for 35. And also, as I said, Pat Cummins did beautiful rotation of the bowlers. He did not keep the same bowler. He had sometimes he had pace and pace. Sometimes he had pace and spin. Sometimes he had spin and I mean he really juggled with his bowlers, and I thought that was also another good trait of his captaincy. And what a time for Pat Cummins. I mean, in his first time, I would also like to congratulate Cummins because he's actually got his first World Cup. I mean, this is the first time he's captaining in the World Cup, and he has gone there and lifted the World Cup. And look at the bowling again. Pat Cummins, look at his. As I told you, Pat Cummins, for the last 3 or 4 matches, he has really peaked. His bowling has really picked up. And that is also something which has worked in the Aussies' favour. 10 overs, no maiden, 2 for 34 for Pat Cummins. Adam Zampa did his job perfectly, 1 for 44. And also Mitchell Marsh and Travis Head also had a trundle of 4 overs, just giving away 9 runs between them. So definitely, as I said, very smart captaincy from Pat Cummins. And it was done absolutely superbly. So well done, Pat Cummins. And then the Aussies. Well, on this particular track, I can tell you one thing. My gut feeling was that having looked at the track, which was slow, and looking at the score of 240, yes, one would think that actually speaking, if you see, yes, it was a bit below par. It was not very well below par because considering the wicket. And India's best bet was to strike early, which they did. If you look at the score, they were 47 for 3 at one stage. David Warner. Now, one thing that I would like to talk here is that why I mean, I probably thought Rohit Sharma would have gone with the same sort of a pattern that he has been following with his 10 victories, where he had Mohammad Siraj on one end and the other bowler Bumrah operating. But today he decided to change tacks. He decided to bring Mohammad Shami. But what one has noticed, or from the statistics that has been gleaned, is that Mohammad Shami is someone who gets more wickets when the ball is a bit older and not really, it's not the red cherry basically. And I thought that really made a difference, because if you look at Mohammad Shami's figures today, 7 overs, 1 maiden, 1 for 47. He was thrust in pretty early, and Siraj was brought in only later. He bowled 7 overs. Well, he also was not effective, but again, as I said, the match was drifting away from India. And as I said, India did the right thing. They struck. They got David Warner for 7. They got Mitchell Marsh, playing a very forcible shot and getting on. He was looking very good. Luckily, he was out for 15. And then Stephen Smith. Let us talk about Stephen Smith here. Now, Stephen Smith, I would say, pretty unlucky that he did not review. So one golden rule that one has to understand: when you have the reviews, or if you have the reviews left, or if you have reviews, it's better to review. Because after Stephen Smith left, when the replay was looked at, and Stephen Smith was very kind enough to not even review it, and with the vociferous appeal from the Indian bowler, Bumrah, and all the Indian fielders, Stephen Smith, and the cacophony of the crowd's noise as well. So everything combined, Stephen Smith probably thought that he was out and he went. But actually speaking, Stephen Smith was not out. But anyway, Australia have nothing to regret, because finally they have won the contest. They have won the World Cup. So they are happy campers, basically. They would be probably celebrating into the night right now with lots of champagne, I suppose. And also Stephen Smith. So as I said, that was a lucky wicket for India. And then we had, and this man, Travis Head. I always thought that Travis Head would make a huge difference. India's best bet was to get the wicket of Travis Head as quickly as possible, because once you don't get his wicket, he can hurt you big. But let me talk about this man, Travis Head. I mean, what an inspired cricketer. He came in. He has just played third match. He was the man of the match in the semi-final, a man of the match in the World Cup final. A sort of a historic moment for him. And look at the play. I mean, first he started taking that catch, then his fielding, and then his batting. Oh my word! I mean, what a partnership. And Manas Labuschagne, how could you even ignore Manas Labuschagne? And they needed some stability at 47 for 3. India could not capitalize at 47 for 3. The spinners could not do anything. Kuldeep Yadav and Ravindra Jadeja. And it was pretty. I thought at the reason I said the Aussies were the better team on this day. And Travis said, and Manus Labuschagne went about the business in a business-like manner. 192-run partnership between these two, which took them to victory. And Travis said, I mean, he's someone, I have to give him a great credit to this knock of his. 137 of 120 deliveries with 15 fours and 4 sixes. And this was done, as I said, he really worked on it. He weathered the early storm, went through the paces, stitched together a beautiful partnership with Manus Labuschagne. And Manus Labuschagne, as I said, I've always been saying time and again that he was a must in the World Cup for Australia, and I've been proved absolutely right, because he is the one who is the real stabilizer in this Australian lineup, apart from Stephen Smith. So definitely great job. I think Australia and this partnership really, he started taking the game away from India right away. And the way Travis said did it, Travis said if he stays, he's an aggressive cricketer. Look at his knock, 137 of 120 deliveries, which included 15 fours and 4 sixes. And Manus Labuschagne, look at the stability, look at the way he has steadied the ship and taken the Aussies to victory. Magnificent partnership. And after that, it was all over. And India, it was, as I said, it was a big heartbreak for the Indian fans, unfortunately. My commiserations to India, but India, I would say India should be very happy with this unit. They have really given a lot of joy to the Indian fans. It all happens. I mean, there are victors, there are losers. But yes, it would have been absolutely sweet if India would have lifted the third World Cup in front of the Indian fans. So Australians will be absolutely proud, because they've come and lifted the World Cup in India, and they did it in 1987. I do remember the time when I was a young boy watching on the telly in Mumbai. But I can say that it was Alan Border's team, and here comes Australia lifting the world. So definitely great credit to them, to the Aussies. And the bowling, I just don't want to really read it. It's just 2 for 43 for Jasprit Bumrah. I thought he was best. 1 for 47, Jadeja, 1 for 43, and Mohammad Siraj. So again, as I said, congratulations to Australia. Yes, dear listeners, I do see some fans on my cricket happenings. Welcome to my cricket show. Hope you all liked it. The first question, hello, who is your favorite cricketer playing at the moment? Well, my favorite cricketer, that's a good question. I would probably give 2 people on that. I would say Kohli and Williamson. Kohli and Williamson are my favorite cricketers playing at the moment today. And another question says, your commitment to cricket is incredible and inspiring. I hope you feel accomplishment in your work and pride in your dedication. I'm always amazed by your frequency of posting and quality. Thanks, mate. Thanks, mate, for your very encouraging comments, for your encouragement. Thanks for your encouragement. And it has been an absolute pleasure bringing this ICC Cricket World Cup snippets to you every day. And I hope you all loved my broadcast. I don't see anybody in the room here. So it's about time for me to bid you all a real goodbye, and telling you that from now on, this cricket show I'll be doing this cricket show only on the weekends, on Saturday and Sunday. It will be a wrap-up of the week's events on Saturday and Sunday. So since it was ICC Cricket World Cup, I decided to go the whole hog. Thanks for your company. You have been absolutely supportive. I've been enjoying your company. And as I always say, you're the wheels of my business. And look forward to once again coming back on air and chatting with you all. Till such time, I see you blokes. It's all over from here for today. Thank you.